to the Indy Boys Racing Podcast. We have a very special episode for you guys today. Coming off of Memorial Day weekend, which in everyone's opinion is the greatest weekend in autosport history, we had Monaco. We had the Coca-Cola 600, but most importantly, we had the Indy 500. Marcus Ericsson took home the win for Chip Ganassi Racing. I called it. Just wanted to say that.
You did.
But hey, it's going to be a really good show. Kind of a smaller episode today because, to be honest with you, we are all extremely tired. My name is Tristan Grider. Joined with, as always, my incredible co-host Daniel Chaney and Justin Cox. How are we doing today, boys?
I'm all right, man. Just chilling. Extremely tired and still have not recovered from Sunday. But it was fun, though. I had a lot of fun. The race was great. I was not expecting the red flag to actually come out at the end, but we can talk about that later in a little bit, though. But, yeah, no. I don't know. I had fun. So, what about you, Daniel?
Yeah, I'm also extremely exhausted. I think I'm still on my Indy 500 hangover. Not in a literal sense. But just like the amount of energy that was just at that place this Sunday. Holy crap.
325,000 people there?
Dude, it was packed. It was packed.
It was crazy.
And especially like from the media center where there's kind of windows all the way around and you can see kind of all the individual turns. Dude, it was packed.
I heard the Snake Pit had 100,000 people there.
I wouldn't be surprised at all.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
That's what I saw on Twitter.
That is nuts.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I'm doing okay, you know.
Yeah.
I am I'm probably more tired than both of you combined.
Sure.
I'm not gonna lie to you.
I mean, you kind of earned it.
While these boys were enjoying an incredible weekend at everyone's happy place, Indianapolis Motor Speedway, I was having a really good weekend in San Antonio, Texas. I had a martial arts conference. It was a great time. However, I had to drive there because flights are extremely expensive right now, and so I drove 18 hours there and I drove 18 hours back, and I got back this morning at 10, and I have not slept, so I'm a little sleepy. But hey, let's go ahead and knock this episode out. Go back to my favorite segment. Let's talk about motorsport media. Okay, let's go ahead and start with NASCAR news. Phoenix will host the 2023 championship. Like Phoenix or not, it's just, you know, I mean, it's a beautiful venue. As much as I love Homestead, Miami, and I want to see it back at Homestead, I understand why it's at Phoenix. NASCAR and SMI put so much renovation into that and so much money into that track that I understand it. A little bit of XRX news. Camping World's going to return to SRX as the title sponsor, and they also revealed a couple liveries for cars today. They unveiled the Ryan Hunter-Reay car. He will be driving the number 1 this season. They unveiled Ernie Francis Jr.'s car. He'll be driving the number 5. Nice. Tony Stewart's going to be back in the 14. They changed the font up a little bit, but otherwise I think it looks really good. And then, you know, for this last bit of NASCAR news, I'm going to let Jay do it just because I feel like he is the most excited about this, and even though I am a massive Trackhouse Racing fan, I'm not as big into F1, so I really just want to have my main man do the announcement.
Okay, so if you guys are unaware, Trackhouse Racing, it kind of was a big thing on Twitter and social media in general, but Trackhouse Racing started a project called Project 91, and they ended up going with World Ride Drivers for that third car, and it only will do like one race per season or one select race.
It's one race this season. I think they're trying to do like 3 or 4 next season.
Okay, yeah. I haven't heard any more, so I didn't know if it was just gonna be one race.
Hey, you never know. You never know.
Yeah, but the incredible news: the first driver for the Project 91 car. The track has not been selected, or no, the track did get selected. My
Watkins
fault.
Glen.
Yeah, Watkins Glen, and guess who's driving it? Kimi Räikkönen.
Kimi Räikkönen,
That's
everybody,
insane.
is going to be
That's
in the NASCAR
insane.
Cup Series. And the thing that's crazy is that Kimi Räikkönen was actually supposed to make a NASCAR start at Watkins Glen in like 2011 for Robbie Gordon Racing. Or Robbie Gordon Motorsports, whatever it was called, in that 7 car. So it's really cool to see that 11 years later, he finally is going to be able to get a Cup start.
I hope he
You know
does
what's
good.
even weirder? You know what's even weirder? 2022, we're gonna see 2 former F1 world champions in NASCAR. Like,
Yeah.
what?
Oh
What?
yeah, Jacques Villeneuve and Kimi Räikkönen. Yeah,
It's honestly,
that's
it's
insane.
really, it's crazy. It's crazy, man. It's honestly cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's all I got over here on the NASCAR and SRX side, of the stock cars. Go ahead and go over to Jay with his F1 news.
So to kind of piggyback off that last F1 news, Sergio Perez has signed a deal with Red Bull until 2024. That's all I got. But incredible that he signed that deal with Red Bull. He must have liked what he heard after Barcelona when they had their like little talk after what happened at Barcelona. So he must have enjoyed that conversation. So I don't know. So I'm happy to see Checo still racing. He's kind of one of the older guys, and he's still pretty good. And he just won at Monaco. So, but yeah, what's up
I
with
mean, it just proves that Red Bull was holding off on his contract until he got a win.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
when you kind of win the biggest race of the year, you should probably get a contract
For
extension.
real. All right, what you got, Daniel, for IndyCar?
Okay, so for IndyCar, we've got 2 things. One is like very explicitly already said. The other one is like it's been announced, but we don't know what exactly it is quite yet. It's up to speculation what it is. So the first bit of IndyCar news, Pato O'Ward, or Patricio O'Ward, however you may know him, he is re-signed with Arrow McLaren SP until 2025. The main question with this is I don't know if it's an IndyCar exclusive extension, because obviously there are the rumors that obviously he wants to go to F1 at some point, and Arrow McLaren is tied to McLaren, who has an F1 team. And it's kind of up for grabs over who's going to take that seat, whether that's next year or in the years to come. So I don't know if that's something that maybe whenever that the deal with Ricardo is up, they move him over and like swap the deal. I don't know. I don't know how that'll work, if that's a possibility or not.
All I know
But-
is, here comes Pato!
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Lee Diffie.
Here comes Pato!
Ninja! Oh my god, like literally, I'm watching the final laps because I wasn't there, obviously, and I was watching the final laps, and I hear and Ericsson like whips it around the corner, and I start to see the 5 car kind of draft off him, and then Lee Diffie's like, "Oh, Ward down the center! Here comes Pato!" And
Just
he's
yell.
like screaming. I like that for Pato. Man. I like
Yeah,
Pato.
so Pato will be staying in Papaya. And speaking of Papaya, we don't know, we just think, it has been announced that there will be some sort of an IndyCar team announcement coming this Friday at Detroit, right before the Detroit GP. What we don't know is what team or who will be joining the team. We don't know what specifically the announcement will be. What it is being speculated, because it's been rumored for so long, and people close to the deal have kind of become loose-lipped about it and kind of openly talking about it more without explicitly saying it. It is expected that this announcement will be Arrow McLaren SP announcing Alexander Rossi to take a second or third car next year for the team. We don't know if this means Rosenquist is out. We don't know if Rosenquist is out, if they will be replacing him with another driver, or if they'll be staying a 2-car team. Again, everything is silly season rumors right now until it is announced. But it is heavily speculated that this will be when they finally drop the official announcement for Rossi in that Papaya or Arrow McLaren SP. What do you guys think about that?
Pretty much expected. I mean, Rossi's been rumored to go to Arrow McLaren since literally last season. So like, I mean, I see it coming. So I mean, what I'll be surprised about is if it isn't Rossi. I'll be really surprised if they're just like VK's going to Arrow McLaren or something like that. But like, yeah.
Well, I don't think they can announce VK yet, because obviously, 1, we don't even know if that's a real thing or not, and 2, I believe VK said that his negotiating rights with Ed Carpenter Racing, like, he can't negotiate with anybody else until August.
I mean, Yeah, it is what it is, but I expect to see that Rossi in that. I'm gonna guess it's the 6 car. So
Unless he just takes the 7.
I don't think Rosenquist is going anywhere, man.
Yeah, I think they'll keep.
I just-
in my opinion,
I
after
don't
hearing
know.
some things, I think they'll keep Rosenquist.
Like, I think they probably should. I just don't know. I really can't predict what's going to
I
happen.
think they'll expand to a 3-car team. That's just my opinion.
If not, it'll be if Rosenquist goes elsewhere, he's gonna go to ECR, and then Renus will go to Arrow McLaren.
Linus Lundqvist will go to AJ Foyt.
Yeah, and then that's what the next part of my prediction was. Kirkwood to Andretti, and then whoever wins the Indy Lights is the AJ Foyt. That's what I was trying to get at. But yeah, thank you.
Hey, it might be Hunter McElroy too. I'm not gonna lie.
Hunter
It might be
McElroy.
Hunter McElroy.
Yeah.
It's really just too early to tell because there's so many races left, and the Indy Lights, like, I feel like the championship for them this year is really unpredictable. Unlike last year where you knew it was between 2 people,
Yeah.
this year it's between, like, 5.
I'd actually say it's kind of between like 7.
Yeah.
Honestly, I mean, Lundqvist, Frost, Robb, McElroy,
It's just Andretti and HMD.
Brabham, for real. I mean,
Like, so it's a total of, what, 8 drivers?
Rasmussen. I mean, it's between a lot of guys. Anyway, that's all we got from Motorsport Media, guys. Let's go ahead and talk briefly, because we know that you've heard these guys' names and these races talked about all weekend. Let's talk briefly all about the 3 races that we had this weekend for Memorial Day. All right, let's start with the first race of the weekend, the beautiful morning in Monaco. This one was probably, I feel like the races we're going to talk about go from most entertaining to from least entertaining to most entertaining. Because the races throughout the day gradually got better. And if you would have told me that the Coke 600 was going to be their best race of the weekend, I wouldn't have believed you. But, hey, it is what it is. Monaco, though, typical Monaco race, in my opinion. Jay's going to go through it all over that.
All right, so the formation lap starts behind the safety car due to severe weather, and it ended up being being red flagged for 45 minutes, which was controversial, but in my opinion, not really, because if it was raining that bad, especially at Monaco, I don't think it was that controversial. They shouldn't have started that with that much rain at Monaco, in my opinion. After coming out from the safety car and doing the rolling start or whatever, however it worked at the beginning, Latifi in the lowest hairpin hit the wall, and then Stroll in the same lap hit the wall in Massenet. So it was very interesting. Lap 17, Ocon and Hamilton make contact in the Saint Devote. Lap 21, Leclerc was told wrong by his team and pitted mistakenly and handed the lead to Perez. And from this point on, Perez just was in the lead. So, but actually under that pit sequence, both Red Bulls, I believe, jumped the Ferraris. So, lap 23, Sainz was trying to get past Checo and hits a wet spot and almost spins. Lap 26, Mick Schumacher absolutely destroys the car in the swimming pool, which that was a crazy accident because the whole rear clip of the car came off, and it didn't look like he hit super hard for that too, but it did, and that's what's crazy. So that was scary. Lap 32, we have the safety car restart. Perez keeping the field easily at rest. Lap 50, Zhou Guanyu with a huge save entering the Nouvelle chicane. That save was literally probably the save of the weekend, better than who was it? I think it was Leclerc. I think it was Leclerc's when he hit the wet spot. It was Sainz. My fault.
Yeah.
Sainz, my fault.
Yeah.
The race went on so long we ran into time restraints. With 10 minutes left, the top 4 are all under a blanket, but too bad you can't pass at Monaco. At least somewhat cleanly. And final lap, Checo brings it home in the Monaco GP, and he becomes the first Mexican driver to win the race as well. Points finishers.
I thought that was a really cool fact.
Yeah,
I'm not going to lie. I thought that was pretty dope.
Yeah. Points finishers. First Perez, second Sainz, third Verstappen, fourth Leclerc, fifth George Russell, sixth Lando Norris, seventh Fernando Alonso, eighth Lewis Hamilton, ninth Valtteri Bottas, and 10th Sebastian Vettel. Championship points or championship standings after Monaco: Verstappen, Leclerc, Perez, Russell, Sainz, Hamilton, Norris, Bottas, Ocon, Magnussen. Constructors: Red Bull, Ferrari, Mercedes, McLaren, Alpha. And I have one question for you guys. Just one this week, because not much really happened for controversy. Since Monaco is such a historic race, and I don't want to say it's a dud of a race until we can get cars that are smaller and safer and they can actually pass and we can actually race. But this question,
I'm just saying.
this question was posed from a WTF1 video that I saw that my friend Mike sent me. Should Monaco embrace a throwback weekend to make the event that much better?
Like different car?
No, like throwback, like just the livery, like how NASCAR does it.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Because I mean, Monaco probably the oldest race in F1. I mean, the Southern 500 was the throwback weekend for a while, and since it became so successful, they literally added another Darlington race back on the schedule.
Yeah.
And I think it'd be awesome. I'd love to see some of those old throwback schemes to old Ferrari cars. That'd be awesome.
That would be fire.
Back to like Nikki and all that cool stuff. That'd be
Yeah.
sick.
That'd be dope.
But yeah, I mean, I'm all for it.
Yeah. Daniel, what you think? And then I'll say my piece.
I mean, shoot, if it makes Monaco more entertaining, then yeah, I'm for whatever they need to do, because
I mean,
I don't know.
it won't make the racing better. It just make the cars look better on the track.
Well, yeah, it'll make it actually have like something to kind of look forward to, though.
Yeah, exactly. But
Because the issue with Monaco is it is a spectacle, but it's more spectacle if you're there.
yeah. If you're
Like-
watching from home, it's not.
Yeah, if you're just the average TV viewer, it
Yeah.
honestly means nothing except for the fact that it's just like
Hey,
on the same day as the 500 and the Coke 600, in my opinion.
My piece is I would love that, and this was actually thought of by, like I said, WTF1, and since McLaren ran the golf schemes last year during Monaco, which are the throwback McLaren golf schemes, they like everybody loved that, and that was like the main headlines for everything, and they like everybody loved that. So that's kind of what posed the question from WTF1, and I figured I'd just ask you guys to get your opinion on it. But I would love that. I would love to see that. So, but yeah, that's all I got for Monaco.
All right, so now to everyone's favorite race of the weekend, the Indianapolis 500. 106th Indy 500 was this weekend. Daniel, go ahead and give us a quick little 5-minute all about Indy.
Alrighty. So the 106th running of the Indy 500 was this weekend, and it was really good. It was really good. I feel like the Indy 500, it's hard to have a bad Indy 500. They're always at least like
Well,
fine for the most part.
2018 was kind of boring.
Even then, it was fine.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
Like, I don't think that I can recall. I don't think I've personally watched a bad Indy 500. Then again, I've only been like watching this race, paying attention since 2013. So I'm not gonna pretend like I'm some big know-it-all about every Indy 500 ever. But that's just my personal belief. So in lap 1, we got to see a lot of battling or kind of team strategy between Scott Dixon and Alex Palou. They were trading back and forth to lead a lot in the beginning laps. Obviously, you don't want to be in front the entire time because you're using more fuel because you're trying to go faster. While if you're behind everybody, you can kind of use the draft a bit, save fuel. You don't have to worry about it as much. So obviously, two teammates being on the front row, they're going to work together a bit to try and pull away, but also maintain themselves, maintain their car, maintain their fuel. You know the drill. We got to see Rinus VK after their pit. So VK was kind of battling with them, but he wasn't really jumping to the lead as much. I think he only led. What was it? I think he only led one lap.
Yeah, he was
But,
just chilling. He was just chilling, letting them go back and forth between their thing, just conserving.
Yeah, but right after his pit, he went for a few more laps, and then just the rear of his car just spun out. I don't know what happened. it looked like the rear of his car just kind of like buckled and slid, and he crashed. So it
Pretty
was,
hard hit for that 21. So
yeah, it
I
was
heard.
I don't remember how long ago it was, but I want to say it's been over 20 or 30 years since the last time someone on the front row, or someone that started from the front row, crashed in the Indy 500.
Interesting. I heard that he forgot to adjust his weight jacker, and that's what brought the rear of the car around.
I mean,
So
that makes sense.
yeah,
I just don't know specifically what it was.
yeah.
Um, let's see. What else happened? So we got to see Will Power just frantically dropped after his pit stop. And from there, his day just was never really the same. We saw a lot of cars kind of dropping off at first. Will Power's ducked for the first half of the day. Jimmy Johnson just drastically fell back pretty much all day. Um, I don't know. But it's his first Indy 500, so I don't necessarily blame him because he's not quite used to this car, and it's his first Indy 500. So I think he was kind of being hyped up a little more than he should have been.
he was.
But
Well, I mean, the man won 4 Brickyard 400s. You
yeah,
expect him to go out
I
there
don't
in
blame the hype.
I
I
mean,
don't blame the hype at all.
Kurt Busch went out there in very similar equipment and got a top 10. And he'd
Almost
never been
top
in
five.
an IndyCar before. I'm
Almost
pretty
a
sure he got
top five.
6th.
Yeah, he was 6th. He
Yeah.
almost got a top 5.
AJ Allmendinger did the same damn thing. AJ Allmendinger went in that same year, and I think AJ got 7th that year. I think that was like, what was that, 2013, 2014?
I think
yeah.
13.
No, I think
Yeah,
it was
but still,
2014.
Kurt Busch was 14.
Yeah, yeah.
But still,
But yeah.
but still.
Yeah.
So you expect them to be able to do well, especially since Jimmy did so well at Texas this year.
True.
Yeah, especially that. I think that definitely kind of led the hype to be. I don't know. It's also just a spectacle thing. Like everyone thought Alonso was going to do super well, and Alonso did fine in
He
his first
did.
500. But again, kind of overhyped in a way. I don't know. A few laps later, we got to see Callum Ilott crash at the end of turn 2. Turn 2, there were a lot of wrecks. Don't know if it was. I've heard things about how the wind was really pushing into turn 2. That might be a big reason. I don't think it has to do with like the sealant issue that we saw at the open tests. But then again, what do we know?
Yeah.
So Alex Palou, he was forced to pit because during the yellow after Callum Ilott's crashed, they closed the pits, but he had to make an emergency stop because he was going to run out of fuel. So because of that, he got penalized and had to move to the back of the grid, which really screwed his day for most of the day. I was surprised he was able to get a top 10.
Yeah, he recovered real well.
Yeah, he recovered. It took a lot of time,
Yeah.
but once he got there, he was pretty fine.
He was chilling.
And then something interesting with that restart, Conor Daly restarted in second place because he had already pitted, and we got to see Conor Daly take the lead in the Indy 500 for the second straight year, and people went nuts.
Yeah.
If you thought
Hey, man.
150,000 people were loud, 350,000 people were way louder.
It's crazy because like he's literally the only person. I guess Ed Carpenter. He's not from Indiana. He just grew up here. But like Conor Daly's the only driver in the field that was born and raised in Indiana.
Yeah.
Like born and raised in Noblesville. Like went to Noblesville High School. Like
Crazy.
awesome.
Yeah.
I really hope he wins one before he retires.
Me too. Me too.
Because he's only ever really a threat at Indy. So I'd love to see that man get it done.
Yeah, for sure. We got to see Conor Daly then kind of battling it back and forth between Scott Dixon for a while. And then Pato eventually passed Conor Daly, and so then we got to see a big battle for a while with Pato and Scott Dixon. Eventually, another rookie crashed. This time it was Roman Grosjean, so we got a third yellow of the day. At this point, Santino Ferrucci entered the top 4. That man, I don't know what it is, but he knows Indy. Like, he is good at this track. He also finished top 10 yet again. Every time he has ran in the Indy 500, he has always placed top 10.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how this man does it, but I think he's kind of got a ride for at least the 500 every year until he
Well,
starts
yeah,
second.
if you guarantee a top 10 every single Indy
Yeah.
500 you run, you're guaranteed probably to maybe be even contention for a damn win one of these years because the Dreyer Reinbold car was in 4th place.
Yeah.
And I think there was a short period of time that Dreyer Reinbold car was in 2nd place in the final 50 laps. Like, I mean, hey, he's a threat.
So then eventually, Scott Dixon broke the record, and he now holds the record for leading the most laps in Indy 500 history, which is insane. And he's still only won one.
And that's what.
Do we just want to skip? Do we just want to skip ahead to
let's
the
just
big
skip ahead.
the
Let's
big
just skip
storyline
ahead.
of this?
Might as well, yeah.
Scott Dixon led, I believe, like 90 something laps.
And then
90
sold.
And
And then
curse
sold.
laps.
The curse returned.
Yep.
I wouldn't even say it was a curse. He genuinely
He did it to himself.
Yeah.
He did it to himself. He spent
Oh, I'm not saying it's not his fault.
He was
The-
trying to
the
be
Scott
Rosenquist.
Dixon. The Scott
he-
Dixon curse is real. Like, it is the new Andretti curse. Because
Andretti
Mario
was-
Andretti only won one. Scott Dixon only won one.
Yeah.
And they're both so close and so good all the time at this track. But Scott Dixon, like, sometimes it's his fault, sometimes it's not his fault. Whatever he did to piss off the gods of IMS, I feel sorry for that man because every year something new happens.
Yeah.
And this year we saw him go over the speed limit in the pits by like 0.1 something. It was a very small margin.
Yeah.
But they caught him because he locked up and they had to call it out and he got sent to the back of the field and his day was screwed.
And that was with like 50 to go or something, I thought.
Yeah, it was definitely over the halfway
less
point.
than 50. It was I was watching at that point and I started watching with 75 to go.
Okay. Yeah.
And my dad texted me, I believe he sped with less than 20 to go.
Yeah, I think it was like really close.
Because that
Okay.
pretty much handed the win to Marcus.
Yeah.
Well,
Interesting.
We thought it did for a while, and yes, he did end up winning. So spoiler: Mark Ericsson won the 500. Spoiler alert! I know.
Totally good.
But it really became a race between 4 cars. Four or 5, mostly 4. Marcus Ericsson.
I would honestly argue 3 in my opinion.
I really only thought it was 3.
I think it was between 4 because I think it was between Marcus Ericsson, both Aero McLaren, or not both Aero McLaren cars, the 2 Aero McLaren cars that were in contention being Felix Rosenquist and Pato Award, and then Tony Kanaan. Tony Kanaan quietly entered up there, but once he was there, he was catching up quickly.
See,
And-
I think Rosenquist kind of felt like his tires and stuff kind of fell off. Like he wasn't like necessarily a factor at the end.
Yeah.
And the
Like Rosenquist had a good run, but I mean, like, I don't think he was really contending for the win. At the
He
end.
was still up there though. I
Yeah,
would
yeah,
consider
yeah.
that.
Yeah, I mean,
If
yeah,
you're
he finished
if you're
fourth.
able to
I mean,
stay in the top 3 and even push to almost become like P1, P2 a lot of the time in those last 20, I would still consider that contention. I know he probably had like the worst chances out of those 4
Yeah.
contenders, but he was still contending at that point.
I got
I mean,
you.
shout out Aiden that
The only Felix Rosenquist
Felix.
fan I think
Hey,
I've
he
ever
had
seen.
the shirt on, and I was like, Aiden, since Dixon is not gonna win now, I'm praying for you.
That man was racing for a job.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
if you think about it, because
dude, Rosenquist isn't racing for a job. That man he'll be fine.
He's great in qualifying.
should be fine,
He's
but
not good in the
we
race.
don't know.
He has
We
too
don't
much
know.
sponsorship. He has too much sponsorship. He'll be
Yeah.
okay.
He'll be all right.
Does he?
Yeah.
Yes.
Who's he sponsored by?
Keep talking about IMS. Let's keep talking about IMS. We're off topic.
Okay. But it gets to this point where it's between 4 cars, and Ericsson starts to pull away until his teammate Jimmy Johnson, kablamo, crashes, and then there's a yellow, and then people are waiting, and then we're like, wait, are they gonna? And then they pull out the red flag, and the place went nuts.
Yeah, I was one of those people going nuts.
I probably would have if 1, I had energy, and 2, I wasn't in the media center trying
Yeah.
to look official. But Yeah, like even in the media center, everybody was like, "Wow, they really did it. They're going for an
They're
exciting
like,
finish."
we're not having another 2020.
Yeah, and so I believe once they started going again for the yellow, there were 4 laps left, so they ran 2 actual laps, or were going to run 2 actual laps. And the 4 contenders, they were at it. Marcus Ericsson led the field back. Pato Award and Felix Rosenquist were both battling each other for second and third, which ended up kind of screwing both of them. And then Tony Kanaan, once he got past Rosenquist, he just couldn't really catch back up because Ericsson was just starting to pull away. And then Sage Karam crashed on the last
Here
lap.
comes Pato!
So we ended up finishing on a yellow, but it was still a very exciting finish.
Here comes Pato!
Here comes Polo!
My ears hate you guys right now. I just
Good.
want to let you guys know.
Sorry to our listeners. But still, here comes Pato, man. But hey, I was happy. I was cheering for Ericsson because I picked him this week, and honestly, he was a really good guy to talk to when I talked to him earlier this month.
Yeah, he was super kind and respectful every time we got to interview him or just see him around.
Yeah.
Super great guy. I'm really glad he won it because he doesn't get enough recognition for how good of a driver he actually is.
Yeah.
And to be honest with you guys, he's probably right now, like out of a lot of people see him as the third best Chip Ganassi driver at Chip Ganassi Racing right now. But with this win, he's gonna get a lot more sponsorship and he's gonna get a lot more attention.
Hopefully.
Even though Husky is on the car.
Maybe they'll finally make merch for him, bro.
Can we please? Well, they have to. They have to. He won the
Yeah,
game.
I know. That's what I'm saying. But then again, they can still prove me wrong. Like,
I mean, we're gonna have to get an Ericsson jersey next season.
Yeah.
Because he won the Indy 500.
I mean, they might do it this season, honestly. That's what they did with Elio.
True. But hey, happy for the man.
Yeah.
Also something hype about Marcus Ericsson is that he is now the points leader. So
Oh my
still
God,
Double points.
the
for
points
500,
shook
we'll do
up.
that.
The point shook up.
points here. We'll talk more about Marcus Ericsson being the points leader in a minute. But hey, good Indy 500. Not the best all time, not the worst all time. I feel like it was kind of in the middle for like how Indy 500s
I
go.
would say it was like
I'd say it was a normal 500 up until the last like 2 laps.
yeah,
Until
I would
the
say
red
like
flag. Until the red flag.
taking away the red flag and that exciting finish, I would say it probably would have been like a B minus B.
Yeah.
But I think that adding that finish to it made it like a B plus.
Yeah. B
Pretty
plus,
good.
A minus.
And now the best race of the weekend, everybody. Didn't expect this. The Coca-Cola 600 was a freaking banger. And the most exciting Coke 600 I think we've had since like
2005.
no, man, 2011, 2012, those were two good 500s. I was there in 2011. So
Oh, yeah.
stop being a biased Dale Jr. fan there, Jay.
I mean,
2011 was
2005
incredible.
was like genuinely like par on par with this race. So like with cautions, with
I don't
lead
know.
changes, with the passing and everything.
Anyway, let's just start from the beginning. Lots of cautions, and we saw a lot of veteran drivers that are good at mile and a halfs struggle. Kyle Larson, I think, wrecked 6 times by himself.
Probably.
Kyle Busch. No, but here's the thing: Larson was still in damn contention to win this race at the end of it. Kyle Busch spun 3 or 4 times. Blaney wrecked a couple times. Lots of cautions. We saw everybody. It seemed like was spinning.
Huge wrecks.
But however, the strongest cars again seem to be the Chevrolets, and Trackhouse Racing, the 8 car, all of the Hendrick cars, they all really fast. And Suarez and Chastain both got stage wins this weekend, and I can't remember who won stage 1. If I remember right, it was Chase Elliott, but I don't remember for sure. But I know that Suarez and Chastain both won stages. This part was kind of crazy as we are getting to around 55 laps to go. Suarez spins and collects Chris Buescher and Todd Gilliland. Buescher spins down into the AstroTurf, and I believe the tire went underneath his car, which caused his car to flip up in the air, and we saw the first true barrel roll of the next gen era. And the craziest part was that it was not on a super speedway. Um,
Yeah.
we haven't seen a flip, Daniel, on a non-super speedway track since 2011 at Watkins Glen.
Yeah, I saw that on
And
Twitter.
that was David Rudiman. And
Damn.
even if you want to bring it back to the last
Wow.
time that we had a flip that wasn't on a road course or that wasn't on an oval or on a super speedway oval, it was 2010 with Brad Keselowski at Atlanta.
Atlanta. Wow. Yeah. That's
And
crazy.
that was just a blowover.
Yeah.
Barrel roll. Last time we saw a true barrel roll at an oval was in 2009 at Dover with Joey Logano.
Yeah.
That was Joey's
Dude.
rookie season.
That's
Back when he was with Joe Gibbs.
crazy.
That's how long it's been since we've seen a true barrel roll at a non-super speedway.
That's
Like
crazy.
that's crazy. And in Cup, I'm sorry. This is
Yeah.
just in Cup.
Yeah,
Obviously, we've seen flips literally 2 years ago with Alfredo at Kansas. So like, just saying, just crazy. Interesting. Last couple of laps of this one, we had a double overtime. Chase Briscoe dived down onto Kyle Larson, caused his car to spin out and wreck, setting up overtime. Looks like Larson's going to steal this one. Then all of a sudden, here comes Austin Dillon! And Austin Dillon makes it 4 wide, ends up getting turned as he sent it coming down to the front straightaway right before they crossed for the Credit One Bank one to go. Caution flies, Dillon's car destroyed, Chastain has damage, lots of damage on all these cars. Sets up a double overtime, turns into Denny Hamlin versus Kyle Busch. That's right, Kyle Busch recovered. Don't know how. And Denny Hamlin won the Coca-Cola 600. So I know Jay was happy with that one. But hey, couple questions for this one because this race was an absolute banger. Certified Hood Classic.
Hell yeah, it was, bud. Fuck yeah.
Is Denny Hamlin back in championship contention? Because now he's 3rd in the playoff standings.
I mean, I guess. Like, I mean, I don't know. I mean, as long as
One of
Toyota,
3 drivers this season with 2 wins.
yeah, as long as Toyota can keep performing, unlike they were in the beginning of the season, it seems like they've kind of ramped up towards the end of this regular season so far, and it seems to me as long as Toyota can keep performing and not fall back into their woes like they were at the beginning of the season, they'll be all right. So,
What do you think, Dan?
I would say I don't know. Because here's the thing about Denny Hamlin's season. Yes, he has 2 wins, but he has been incredibly inconsistent. Not even like bad. It's just like every race feels like a completely different race for him.
yeah,
He's been doing better as of late, I think.
He's been ramping up.
2 top 5s in the
But-
last 3 races for
Yeah.
him.
I feel like theoretically speaking, based on how the playoff system works, he could be a championship contender. Because if he just sucks 2 of the 3 races in each round and then just wins the next, he automatically advances. He very much could, like, not to
Sneak into
say
championship
fluke,
four.
but he could fluke his way into the championship 4
yeah.
if cards fell that way.
I
And-
personally don't think he'll be a championship contender.
I don't
That's
either.
just my opinion. But I mean, hey, anything can happen. My final question: we saw another strong run from the 1 car this weekend. Is Ross Chastain still the championship favorite? I'll start this one with. Oh, well, I think after this weekend, Ross Chastain's the championship favorite, and he's now the points leader.
Mm.
So I personally think Ross Chastain is the championship favorite. What do you think, Jay?
I haven't really like.
Still think it's Byron?
I don't even think it's Byron still, like, because Blaney is still up there in the top. Chase Elliott's still up there in the top. Like,
Let me look at points really quick.
yeah. I know there's a few guys that are still up there in the top that it can go between as long as they're consistent. But I don't know. I mean, he can be considered
Technically speaking, Chastain is tied with Chase Elliott
yeah.
in
That is
playoff
true.
points.
That is true. Chase Elliott is still leading the driver standings by a
Yeah, that's what I'm going off of right
Yeah.
currently. But yeah, man, I don't know. Like it's hard to predict because the season has changed around so much. Like the Toyota sucked, now they're getting better. Trackhouse has been on it all season. What else? Hendrick has they haven't been bad, but they haven't been as good as they were last year. Let's just
However,
say.
all 4 cars are locked into the playoffs
Yes,
as of
yes,
right now.
yes,
Mhm.
yes.
Let's go over the playoff standings really quick before Daniel gives his answer about Chastain. First place, tied for first place. The only reason Ross Chastain has the lead is just because of his 2 wins. Ross Chastain is currently leading the playoff standings. Chase Elliott second, Byron third, Kyle Busch fourth, Denny Hamlin fifth, Joey Logano sixth, 7th is Ryan Blaney, 8th is Alex Bowman, 9th place Martin Truex Jr., 10th Kyle Larson, 11th Chase Briscoe, 12th is Kurt Busch, 13th Austin Cindric, 14th is Tyler Reddick, 15th Christopher Bell, 16th right on the cut line, up by 8 points is Kevin Harvick. Just outside the cutoff, Eric Almirola, Austin Dillon, Eric Jones, Daniel Suarez. Suarez, I feel like out of that group has been the most consistent. However, finishes matter, and he always has something bad happen to him. Daniel Suarez has had the best season of his career.
Yeah.
The best season of his career. And it sucks because he has nothing to show for it.
Exactly.
And this man has ran so well. And I really hope that he doesn't lose his ride at Trackhouse Racing just because of how good he's been. But Mans is always getting involved in someone else's drama, except for this weekend he did spin. But I don't know. But yeah, I think that Chastain's the championship.
I mean, really,
What do
sorry, this is on Suarez. Didn't he get hooked? I don't even think that was his fault. Didn't he get
I
hooked?
can't remember. I'd have to
I'm pretty
look
sure he
back.
got
might have got.
not
Did
intentionally
he get
hooked,
who
but
ran into him? Briscoe? Was it Briscoe? I think. Or was it Custer? It was one or the other. I remember it was an SHR.
I believe it was Briscoe then.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but sorry, go ahead.
Dan, what do you think? Do you think Chastain's the championship favorite?
Contender, yes. Favorite, no. I think Chase Elliott is the favorite right now. And I know that's easy to say just because he's leading the points, but he's had a really good year. And I know we clowned him. Like, a lot of people have clowned him because it took him so long to get that win this season. But he's had a really good year. Like, compared to last year, where it was very lackluster, considering he was coming off winning the championship, this year, I could see him winning another. I think he's definitely the favorite as of now. Obviously, that could change next week. That could change in 2 weeks. It is constantly changing with how this kind of the format of the playoffs and all that stuff works.
Yeah.
But I would say Chase Elliott right now is the favorite. As much as like I want Ross Chastain to be the favorite, just because he's one of my guys, I don't think he's the number 1 favorite as of right now.
All right. All right, so that's what we have for race reviews. Now we're gonna go ahead and answer some questions from Twitter. A couple debates. Remember, you guys can submit your questions at Indy Boys Questions or hashtag Indy Boys Questions if you guys want to check these out. First question: is Marcus Ericsson now a championship favorite? I'll start with Jay on this one.
I mean, he's the points leader, so I mean, sure. I mean, he hasn't ran bad this season. I don't think. Like that's the only reason he's the point season because I don't think he's ran bad this season so far, and he won the 500 double points leader now. And some of these tracks that we're about to go into, I'm pretty sure didn't he win one of the Belle Isle races last year?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because he won the one that was like it should have been Will Power.
Yeah,
but then
I remember.
his car just
Yeah.
stopped working,
Yeah.
and so Ericsson kind of not necessarily backed into it, but probably shouldn't have been the winner.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, Ericsson won twice last season.
Yeah.
Well,
and
yeah,
he
I'm
won
not
at
discrediting
Nashville,
it.
so there's still 2 more races he has a potential to
Right.
win or he's defending to win. So
Yeah.
I mean, possibly.
Not to mention that Toronto is still a possibility for him too.
Yeah.
You never.
Who knows at
what do
Toronto
you-
because we haven't
what do
been
you
there
think?
since
What
like
do you think,
2018.
What do you think?
I wouldn't say he's the favorite. I still think Polo is probably the favorite because he's just so consistent. He's just so consistent, bro. and Polo hasn't even won yet, and he's
Third.
third. He's 1 point behind Pato, and he's only 14 behind Ericsson. But that's only because of the double points.
Yeah.
He's
Interesting.
just so good. He's so good. I can't count Alex Polo out until he gives me reason to not root against him, but to count him out.
Personally, right now, I think Pato looks like the championship favorite, but Ericsson is definitely a contender. I will definitely say Ericsson is probably the number one contender right now.
Yeah.
All right, and now the big debate of the weekend coming out of the Indy 500. Jimmy Johnson was awarded the Rookie of the Year. Now, in the past, the winner of the highest placing rookie has not always won the Rookie of the Year race. In the past, we've seen Sage Karam, who a lot of people believed was robbed out of a Rookie of the Year. Ed Jones, less than 2 years ago. We saw it again this season.
4 years ago.
Was it 4 years ago, really?
2017.
2018. It was 2017. It's 5 years ago.
2017.
Seems like
But it was 18.
crazy. Ed Jones was in IndyCar for 5 years. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Anyway, but David Malukas was the highest placing rookie this season in the Indy 500, finishing 16th. And Jimmy Johnson did lead a lap of the Indy 500, made the fast 12. However, he wrecked out of the Indy 500, ended up finishing 28th. Should Jimmy Johnson have won the Rookie of the Year race? We will start with Jay on this one.
No. So, the criteria for the Rookie of the Year is you have to, like, talk positively outside. Like, you have to, as a rookie, you have to talk positively on the 500. A bunch of, like, media stuff outside of, like, actually racing. Then it depends on your finishes in each practice session, then how you qualify, and then how you finish in the race. All that factors into it. And in my opinion, David had one of the best months, because I'm pretty sure if he wasn't top three,
was hella consistent. He was consistent.
If he wasn't top 3 in the practice sessions, he was at least top 10 every practice session. And then he did qualify 13th. And that's probably one of his worst. That was probably the worst run up until that point that he had. And still, that's 13th in qualifying as a rookie. But, I mean, Grosjean did out-qualify him, and Grosjean out-qualified Johnson also. And Johnson was, I think, just one spot better than Malukas anyway, right? He qualified 12th. Yeah. So, basically, and then in the race, Jimmy Johnson did lead a lap, and I can give him that, but he led 2?
2 laps.
He led 2?
It was 2. But the app says.
Huh. Interesting. But he led 2 laps. Let me say that. He led 2 laps, and then not even but like 3 to 5 laps later came out and hit the wall. And yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think David kind of got snubbed. Honestly, you can make an argument for Kirkwood. His practices and stuff may not have been that great, but he came from 28th to finish 17th.
He did. And I honestly thought the Kirkwood was going to get Malukas in that final corner, because did you see him send it into that corner?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
He said on Twitter, I risked my life to try and pass you because I thought it was based on finishing position for the Rookie of the Year. That's literally what Kirkwood said.
Yeah.
So,
Kyle Kirkwood.
Yeah.
Daniel, what do you think? Do you think Jimmy Johnson should have been awarded the Rookie of the Year?
Okay, I'm going to say this in a way that I'm going to try to make it make sense. I can see why he won. I don't agree with it, because I don't agree that I don't like the criteria for the award. Based on the criteria, yes, I can see why he won, and I could say he deserved it. But I think the criteria is wrong. I don't think that the 500 Rookie of the Year should count for the whole month of May and how they interacted with fans and stuff. Like, I get it. Like, that is a very big thing. But we're talking about the Indy 500 Rookie of the Year, not the month of May leading up to the Indy 500 Rookie of the Year. If it was based on the race, David Malukas should have won. And he still has a very good argument based on the criteria. I think the criteria needs to change because we've seen these rookies that are on lesser teams in lesser equipment with lesser known name value that finish very well and finish way better than they're expected to and should win the Rookie of the Year for
And
the
get
500.
snubbed.
And they don't because they get snubbed for bigger names that provided bigger opportunities for the media and like general consumption of the race. And so while I get it, I don't think it should be like that.
Yeah, it's Jimmy Johnson, in my opinion, in IndyCar is turning into what Danica Patrick wasn't for NASCAR. And
Holy, what a comparison. That's nuts. Yes, that's
think
perfect.
about it.
That's
Think
perfect.
about it.
That is
He's
perfect.
the poster boy. He's the
Yes.
poster boy. And
Holy crap. Oh my
IndyCar
god.
is pulling some hella strings to make Jimmy Johnson successful. But look at the points. Jimmy Johnson is 23rd in points. The highest placing rookie in the point standings right now is not any of the drivers we've talked about. It was actually Christian Lundgaard, who's 17th, who's had a very consistent year and is probably going to win the Rookie of the Year. After that, the next highest placing rookie is Malukas in 19th. Kirkwood is 21st. And Calamayala at 24th. Devlin DeFrancisco 26th. And where is Tatiana? Tatiana's 31st.
She's part-time, so
Yeah,
that makes sense.
But still, Tony Kanaan, who's only ran one race this season, is 20th in points, and I think that's hilarious.
Yeah, that's funny.
But still, points don't lie. That's all I'm going to say.
If you think about it, Danica in NASCAR was really only road courses.
She wasn't even good at road courses. She was good at the super speedway.
She was fine. She was fine on like road courses.
Nah.
She was good at the super speedways.
She was only good at super speedways, in my opinion.
Yeah, like
I'm not
maybe in
just
the Xfinity series.
Yeah, in the Xfinity series, sure.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
okay.
She shined the most in super speedways and road courses.
Yeah.
Jimmy Johnson in IndyCar so far has only shined on ovals.
Yeah.
And that one oval was Texas.
Yeah. And
so,
Danica on every other track was bad. Jimmy Johnson on every street or road course has been bad. It's like it's the reverse.
Yeah.
Complete opposite. Jimmy Johnson is bizarro.
I wonder if
Danica
Jimmy
Patrick.
Johnson ever dated Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Anyway, that's it for those questions there. Let's go ahead. Let's go into our predictions for this week. So, Jay, go ahead and hit that transition. Okay, lots of racing this weekend. NASCAR is going to be at two different tracks. NASCAR Cup and Trucks are going to be at Gateway. Xfinity is going to be at Portland. Then Indy and Indy Lights are going to be at Detroit. Let's go ahead and start with the Truck Series, guys. You each get one pick for Trucks. I'm going to go Carson Hocevar on this one because the man is good. He's real good, and he's going to win a race. He's going to win a race, and then the NASCAR and Fox can stop posting sad pictures of Carson Hocevar.
Oh yeah, let me also point out real quick. Daniel did get a point last week from his Josh Berry pick for Xfinity, and Tristan also got a point from his Marcus Ericsson pick in the 500. I do want to point that out. That's on the screen right now. That's why there's two green, and then the rest are red. So that makes sense to you guys, hopefully. But for people watching on YouTube, I should say. So, but yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
Say the points for everyone that's listening.
Okay,
on
so
Spotify right now.
I currently have 3. Tristan got a point last week, and he has 3 now. Daniel has 7. And we kind of all decided we're not going to go back through and listen to the episodes. Since all the information is going to be displayed on this information, like right here, we're just going to start tallying from that and just go from there for the rest of the season. So, yeah. But
all right. So, Truck Series, I'm going Carson Hocevar. Daniel, who you picking?
Truck Series, I'm going to go with someone who's not even announced yet. I'm going TBA for the 7 car for Spire Motorsports. I don't care who the driver is. I'm picking whoever's in the 7.
It's probably going to be Alex Bowman. That's what I've heard, that it's probably going to be Bowman, the showman, the front rowman,
The Crowman.
I
Don't remember. I've seen
Feldman?
rumors of like speculation, but there's nothing been announced. I'm going to 7.
Foeman?
In my opinion, I'm going John Hunter Nemechek. So
Bowman the something man.
I'm going with John Hunter Nemechek.
That's a good pick. Xfinity Series, they're at Portland. First time we've seen Xfinity cars at Portland, I think ever.
Yeah.
And that's gonna be really exciting. I'm gonna go with the road course ringer, AJ Allmendinger. So that's my pick. Daniel, who you picking at Portland?
I'm looking through these names. And there's one that, again, so I'm not super experienced in NASCAR, but I'm going Connor Mosak, if that's how you pronounce it, in the 18 car.
Who?
Oh yeah, Connor
Don't
Mosak.
know.
Connor Mosak.
Who the heck is Connor Mosak?
Yeah, he's
I'm
driving.
gonna be completely honest. I don't know, but I'm picking him. I feel like it's gonna be a weird one.
Since that's a uncommon name, I'm gonna put Connor Mosak instead of just CM. I guess for my pick, I'm going to go with.
I have no idea who Connor Mosak is.
Looking through the names, let me see. I don't think all the names are released quite yet, but I'm gonna go Ty Gibbs.
Smart pick.
Ty G.
I'm gonna look up who Connor Mosak is after the show. All right, now the Cup Series Gateway. I'm picking Ross Chastain. That's my first pick, and then my underdog, I'm going Martin Truex Jr. Those are my two picks this weekend. Stage winner, MTJ. Daniel, who you picking?
First pick, I'm going my championship favorite at the moment. I'm going Chase Elliott. I think he deserves more than one win based on how his season's been going so far. I think he gets one here. Let's see. My wild card, I'm going to stick with my preseason prediction. I'm going to go Kurt Busch for my wild card.
Nice. I like it. Jay.
Okay, so looking at my preseason prediction, let me pull it up real quick. I have very interesting for this week. Interesting. But I think I'm gonna go not with my preseason prediction since we're just keeping track from here. Also, who is your underdog again, Daniel?
Kurt Busch.
Kurt Busch. Okay. So, for my actual pick, I'm gonna go with Kyle Larson, an underdog, a man who has won here in the Truck Series, Mr. Bubba Wallace.
That's what I was thinking you were about to say. Yeah. Hey, I could see it. That 23 has been strong at the mile and a halfs this season, so I could totally see it. All right, let's go over to Indy Lights. 2 Indy Lights races at Detroit. I'm going with a Hunter McElroy sweep this weekend. That is my bold prediction. That's we talked to him last week. He said he was confident. I'm going McElroy 27 sweep. What do you got, Dan?
I'm wearing my HMD hat, so I think I'm going to go a little opposite of you. I'm going to Linus Lundqvist sweep.
Ooh.
Oh, sweep. Okay.
Sweep.
I got a sweep 2 for McElroy.
Okay. I'm going race 1 is going to go to Matt Brabham. And then race 2 is going to go to Linus Lundqvist. Those are my predictions.
Those are the Indy Lights picks, guys. And now for the main event of the evening, IndyCar at Detroit. This is the Indy Boys Racing Podcast. Our picks this weekend. My pick this weekend. Are we going to do 1 pick for IndyCar or 2 picks?
2.
My first pick, Indy 500 champion Marcus Ericsson. That's my first pick. I think he's going to stay hot. I think it's going to keep going. He's going to make himself a true contender. My underdog this weekend is Colton Herta. So now we saw Herta have a kind of rough 500. Can't say
driving a tractor. He was driving a little tractor, bro.
Can't say rough month of May.
They stopped him because his car was too freaking slow. driving a literal tractor.
Take you for a ride on my big black and yellow tractor.
On my Gainbridge tractor.
There you go. Yeah, I like that. On my Gainbridge.
But yeah, I'm
tractor.
going Colton Herta. That's my pick there. What do you got, Dan down?
For my first pick, I'm going a man who should have won one of these races at Belle Isle last year. Going Joseph Newgarden.
Ooh.
That's a good pick.
Because last year this was during the weird Penske drought where they just
Didn't win a race.
it was
for like
weird. It was
14
weird.
weeks.
And obviously we're not experiencing that this year.
No,
So I
definitely
think
not.
he's gonna win. My underdog. Let's see, I'm looking at my preseason predictions, and both my second pick and my wild card are kinda underdogs. Should I flip a coin over it or something?
Might as well.
Okay, so the first option is Graham Rahal,
Okay.
and the second option is Takuma Sato.
Yeah, he's probably gonna go. I would go with Sato. That's just my.
Rahal is heads, Sato is tails. Hey Siri, flip a coin. It's tails. I'm going Takuma Sato as my wild card.
Oh, nice. Taku.
Do I feel as comfortable with Sato as my wild card? Not really, but you know what? Every
I'd go
now
with-
and then he
I'd
pops
go with
off.
Takuma. But yeah, guys, that's pretty good over there for Daniel. All right, Jay, who's your pick?
So my preseason prediction, I really want this guy to come out of his slump, and I feel like it's starting to turn around. I think he had a pretty good result in the 500. If I remember.
You about to
correctly.
pick Rossi?
Yeah.
I was like, dang, this man's about to pick
Yeah.
Rossi.
Yeah.
He said, yeah.
That was my preseason prediction, and looking at stats, he usually does run pretty good at Belle Isle. As long as nothing extracurricular happens, he'll be all right.
Do you think the possible announcement that he's going to be in Papaya is going to motivate him to win in the gender reveal car?
The gender reveal car.
Am I wrong? Am I wrong?
You're right.
You
You're
ain't-
right. You're right.
You ain't wrong,
That's
homie.
crazy. I have never made that so funny. Oh my god.
I
that's
forget who I
hilarious.
saw say that on Twitter like a week ago, but I was
That's
like, I'm never not
hilarious.
referring to this
About a
car.
week ago.
It's such a good name for it.
That is hilarious. But my underdog, I'm gonna go the man who should have won one of the races last year. The motivational
Willie-
name
Willie
himself,
P?
Mr. Willpower.
Willie P. All right, guys, those are our predictions this weekend. It's going to be a very exciting weekend of racing. We are exhausted.
Oh,
Hey, guys.
Group pick.
Oh, that's right, group pick. Group pick.
Which race are we doing the group pick for?
Group pick.
Let's
I
do Indy
feel like
Lights.
since we would you want to do Indy Lights?
Let's do Indy Lights because it's
Indy
But
Lights.
which
group
one
pick?
though? But which one? Just both in general?
I feel like we should do one for both, just because like I feel like we could have like one driver for both of them. Indy Lights group pick this week. Let's go Christian Rasmussen. I feel like I could see Rasu kind of getting a nice run up there. So yeah, let's go with Rasu. Is that a good pick for both of us?
for both races or just first race?
Yeah, for both
Okay.
races we have a group
Yeah.
pick of Christian Rasmussen.
Let's do it.
Let's go with that. Everyone agree with Rasmussen?
Yeah.
I'm fine with that.
I'm cool with
All right,
that.
cool. Indy Lights gonna be our group pick of the week this week. All right, guys, we're exhausted. Month of May ends today as we're filming it. Is the last month of May. We cannot thank you guys enough for all of the support we have gotten throughout this month. It's been incredible. Our listeners have tripled. Our followers have on Instagram have doubled. On Twitter have
Doubled.
Doubled.
doubled. YouTube subscribers we have.
It doubled.
I think they tripled actually. But
yeah, I don't know.
shout out to everyone that helped us throughout this month of May. Obviously, shout out to Burnout Sports. Shout out to Marshall Pruitt, David Land.
Bro, Marshall Pruitt, the home dog.
Any
everyone
other
that-
drivers that let us interview them?
Yeah, man.
Mhm.
Literally, we interviewed the Indy 500 champion this season before
Yeah.
he won. Obviously, shout out to some of our friends that have been super supportive along us on this way. But hey, month of May officially over, ladies and gentlemen, and that is a wrap of episode 21 of the Indy Boys Racing Podcast. Go ahead and follow us on all of our social medias at Indy Boys Podcast, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. Subscribe to the YouTube channel down below. Listen to our Jay's sad. Jay's so sad that May is over. Go ahead and give us some rates on our podcasts on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, wherever you guys listen. We are there. It's gonna be a great summer. Gonna be a great weekend at Gateway and at Belle Isle, and a good weekend off from F1. I think we all kind of need it. Signing off for Daniel Chaney and Justin Cox. My name is Tristan Grider. Have a good one, guys. Peace.